We are back from intermission. Hopefully Charlie won't scream up there. He's up there playing his game. So if you hear him scream, he's not really in any peril. He's playing, I don't know, his cowboy game with some kids online. Okay, the brandy, the cognac was a bit much. It was kind of not helping with my turkey coma. So we switched back to last week's drink with the 43 to tone it down a little bit. Wait, what did I do with my... Welcome back from intermission, kids. We'll just cut that front piece off there. The brandy was getting to me after, eating some leftover turkey. So we switched back to last week's drink, which is more coffee and less liqueur. That Spanish 43 liquor. This is Twins of Evil. One uses her beauty for love. One uses her lure for blood. Which is the virgin? Which is the vampire? Twins of Evil was starring Peter Cushing, Dennis Price, Madeline Mary Collinson, Isabel Black, Kathleen Bryan, Damian Thomas, and David Warbeck. Released here in the U.S. of A. by Universal Pictures. Oh, pardon me. But a 1971 Hammer film. Directed by John Huff. Starring Peter Cushing. We went through that. 18th century England. That's the 1700s for those of you who don't know what 18th century England means. Like it's the 21st century now. Long time ago, a couple of pretty twins ride by in a fancy-ass carriage into town, where they are met by their loving auntie and their terse menace of an uncle, Cushing, who it turns out is the head pilgrim in these parts. Head pilgrim. Pilgrim? No, I'm not going to do John Wayne. In charge of burning any unmarried attractive female with a cat. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, probably about a quarter of my mutuals on Twitter are unmarried attractive females with cats. Maybe a quarter of Twitter. In general, meets that description. Marie is the goody two-shoes one, torn between obeying her family and covering for her less than wholesome sister, Frida, who has already taken an interest in the local nocturnal activities and a shine to the mysterious Count Karnstein. So there were 3 of these movies. But they really don't have anything to do with each other. I didn't pair them in a triple feature because they really have nothing to do with each other other than the family Karnstein being involved, the name Karnstein being in the movie. Okay, Karnstein, Count Karnstein, being a count and all, has free pass from the Emperor to do as he wishes. and he wishes to throw dinner parties, bed buxom wenches, raise witches from the dead, and become a vampire. Okay, now, if you ask me, those are some pretty good goals. I would kind of like to do all of those things. It is good to be the Count, I wrote here. What commercial is that from? I stole that. Frida easily falls under his spell and joins him in undeadness, taking her first victim with a bite to the boob, which is exactly what I'm going to do when I'm a vampire. Nice, I wrote. Nice. So now bodies are stacking up, and Uncle Witchburner is getting in a burning frenzy. Despite the protest from his wife, he believes that Maria has become a vampire. But she was just covering. But what if she is a vampire? But what if she isn't a vampire? You see what's going on here? All right. This was another solid Hammer period piece. Not as graphic as Mark of the Devil. I mean, what's as graphic as Mark of the Devil? But effective. Effective. Cushing's religious fervor is very convincing and makes him seem more evil than the bad guy. Maybe that was the point. Not the best Hammer movie, not the worst Hammer movie. 3. Which is good out of 5. Okay, we are going to select a movie for next week. And we're already moving into December. I got the bucket here. I should just throw this at you. Shouldn't I? Let's see. Okay. It's about time I got to this one. We talked about Tobe Hooper already because we made the wrong goddamn poster for Horror Hotel City of the Dead. Tobe Hooper, the Funhouse, and also from the 80s, the classic Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And no, I'm not in that. Although, if they make a sequel, I'll be glad to be in it. We'll talk more about that next week. For now, what do you say, monkey? Are you okay? See you next week, kids.